Hello! Oh my god, that came out weird. Hello, everybody! Here my games for the next part of the Remastered Spain campaign. Apologize for only 2 videos last week. Last week was pretty hectic and busy. This week's gonna be even worse. But hopefully, I'll do my best to try and make time to get at least the videos I didn't get last week. I want to get out Guild Wars 1 video. I want to get out this video. I want to get out at least the Napoleon Total War video. Once I get those 3 videos out, I'm going to try and do then the Battletech playthrough, and then Rome 2 will be the bottom of the priorities for this week because it was my top priority last week. And that'll kind of like vary in that respect. It's for the 15-year anniversary of my guild, so I'm going to be busy doing preparations for a D&D one-shot, preparations for a D&D one-shot, preparations for, where's this? I'm doing this really fast just to get it done. I'm also need to make a race, get that set up. I also need to get preparations done for my normal D&D campaign, and then I have some not so good news outside of gaming related stuff that's going to be taking up my time, but that one will thankfully I won't have to worry about until next week. So we'll worry about that next time. So let's see, what's the situation here? Oh yes, I believe I retreated my army. I believe I sent my army south, a little bit of a weaker army south, in an attempt to try and just finish off Carthage. But I found 2 full armies there, if I remember correctly. So I've retreated. On the bright side, though, I now have essentially a full army ready and raring to go. So I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this I'm going to grab this entire army minus, I think, how many bull warriors are here? 2 bull warriors. I'll grab this entire army minus 1 of the naked warriors. Then have these guys go in here. Then grab the 2 bull warriors that are in here. Merge them with this army. Now I have a full stack ready to push south. Let's do that here and get some more bull warriors recruited back here, just in case they end up attacking me. Because if they end up attacking me, I will need to deal with that. There is an army from Carthage here, 2 armies. 1 full stack and 1 almost full stack that's going to be besieging me in Corrales with the large stone walls that are from Rome. Which I'm able to hold, hopefully without too much difficulty. I have this kind of guy over here. His job is to kind of exist and hope he doesn't get brutally murderized by our enemies. Because he was going to be part of my garrison army that I end up not being able to pull off. Let's see, I have my navy here, but I don't think I have actually an army to go with this navy. So I figured, I was going to send it over here to pick up that army and advance and move it out. I think that's what was going to happen. Alright, well, the rebels have been defeated, at least. That's a pretty big enemy navy from the Carthaginian side. I won't really be able to do anything about that because Carthage is strong, but I'm not quite as strong in terms of the naval aspect of things. In terms of the military aspect of things, I'm beating them on land. They're beating me on. They're going to beat me on the water though, because barbarian boats, unless it's different and remastered, should be weaker than the. Should be by default weaker. I have more generals I can move around. I'll do that next set. I'll do that next turn. Oop, where were you going and why aren't you there? Let's just send you to Halle or whatchamajiggy. Dang Egyptians. Alright. So one thing I want to do, and I should do, is first my priority is going to be, any of you have management skills? Yes, you have management skills. I think that's management. Influence, not management skills. Management's the right one. Anyone, you have management. None of you have management. But you do have good command. So I think I'm going to do, let's see, and you have really good influence. Never mind, you don't. I'm going to make sure there's at least like a backup governor for each of these locations before I send anybody elsewhere. My factionaires, he's 23, but his beard is so blonde that I thought it was white. I'm like, well, this guy's old. He's gonna die soon. And then, oh, never mind. He's just, luckily, he just looks young. I'm gonna move this guy over to Scalabus. And then I'm gonna move this guy, I think, over. Do I have any extras here yet? Yeah, it's good there. You are going this way, I think. You are going that way. And then Escurica is fine for now, because that guy's only 35 years old. So when I get a spare boat down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ship him off to the south here to join the war effort. Because the guy who is governing this city is dead. It looks like, I probably think of old age. War's been declared between Julii and the Gauls. And one thing I'd say is when I started this campaign, I was not expecting to be invading North Africa on my way to Rome. I was expecting to go through Gaul, but circumstances change, I guess. But it looks like the armies of Carthage have fallen back for some reason, but there's still the armies of Rome on Coriolis that I'll have to deal with as well. So I see a small army from over here. But I do see the enemy full stack not far away. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and swipe this guy real fast. And then once I beat him up, I'm going to fall back to Cirta. You that way. Let's see. Let me retrain my ships and train a new boat. We still need to make sure we don't completely lose the oceans, so we need to, so we'll prioritize it. I need to keep up production of bull warriors here in order to try and, because I do want to make a new army that I can use to advance. Oh, that one's the bigger army. Oh, we were gonna withdraw from that battle. Never mind. Let's get out of here. Alright, oh, that was unexpected. Let me retreat this guy now back to Coriolis. He won't be able to enter yet, but if nothing but, he'll be able to, you know, have some assistance in case he's ever attacked. And let's attack this one. I have to be careful. I'm gonna move and finish these guys off real fast, and then I'm gonna retreat back to where I need to go. That might not work out quite as well as I was hoping. Now the ceasefire. They went to war and now they already have a ceasefire. What is this? You can go around. Why do you have to keep telling me your path has been blocked? Malacca. Carthage is actually very lightly defended. Their armies must all have been in been ready to attack me in Coriolis or in Numidia instead of protecting their capital, which is good for us because that means which means once I beat the enemy army here, I should have free reign to take Carthage for myself. Thrace has been destroyed. One faction down. I wonder who was at war with Thrace. I didn't really pay attention to that. And I'm not really in a position to see who's taken them over. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Romans, but I could be wrong. A worthy life ends. A merchant in Pergamon has died. Unfortunate situation. Hey, kill that rebel scum. Show him who's boss. You are almost a Scalabus. See, nothing worth building immediately if I can afford it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fall back to Cirta once again. Move the wounded over to replenish. You're wounded, technically, even though you're barely wounded. But it's fine. And repair that whole army and get another bull warrior started as well, because we want to make sure we can attack whenever possible. Let's make Let's just build that up for the fun of it. We have money to spare this turn on little expenses like that. We're about the same size. We were defeated, and my ships were sunk. All 4 of them. Hot damn, I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, then I'll keep that in mind then. Alright, Tingy. I honestly want to make more of their bull warriors. One more bull warrior instead. That way, because what I can do is, if these guys are attacked, they'll have more bull warriors to defend it. But also, once I clear this area, I can send the bull warrior that was garrisoning this area and send them east to immediately reinforce the army and get our armies moving faster. There's only one Julii ship here, so I can hopefully sink them. Never mind, they were able to get away. But that enemy navy is bigger than my navy, so I'm gonna fall back now. Be like, adios! You're fine, I'm sure, but you don't need me.
Be quick. Our patience is limited. Surely, you jest.
I'm surprised that you, considering how I've beaten up all your armies that you sent against me, I'm surprised that you have come with that opinion. But, oh well. Alright, let's end turn. Oh, he just reminded me of something. Oh, I do have a merchant up here. He's barely making me any money. I need to find a better place to keep that guy. Apparently. I actually barely have any water left in there, looks like. So that was like less a drink and more like I wetted my mouth, my tongue. Apparently, why? Like, I don't understand how the AI is like, war, friends, war, friends, war, friends. It's like, make up your mind. Jesus. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flop this guy here. Oh, mine is the naked fanatic then. Move all the bull warriors into this army. Can I not exit? There we go. I'm going to real quick slap this guy who's by himself. Punish him for being by himself. That was not what I intended to do though. I intended to go in this direction. Oops. Ah, well. Do I have a bull warrior here under construction? Yes, I do. Well, I say under construction, but being trained, I should say. Train more bull warriors, please. I hopefully should need more bull warriors in my capital. I built them because I was worried of a naval invasion, but hopefully, once I take Carthage, I hopefully shouldn't have any threats of a naval invasion for Palma. One reason why I tried to decide to make it my new capital, but also the fact that it's actually kind of going to be the perfect center for my nation. And also, once I take this area, I will have perfectly no naval threats to worry about that I won't see from a mile away. Hopefully, that's the plan at least, because we'll slowly push this way. And honestly, eventually, you know, Corrales may eventually become the new capital. We'll see. Or we'll just make Rome the capital and we'll be the new Rome. Whichever one ends up working out nicely. I want to send this army out to try and take this area, but I don't know if there's another full stack waiting there. So let's see, I have an idea. I'm going to send this unit to scout. The reason I'm saying that one is because I don't really have anything else I can really send to do the scouting for me. So I don't see the enemy assassin that attempted to murder my guy. Hopefully he was killed, and I don't have to worry about him anymore. Oh, my navy's still here, not dead. I'm actually surprised. Well, I'm gonna just try and focus on bullying all of these single ship navies to try and just cause some problems for Carthage the best I can with my navy. That guy's almost at his just. The guy who died was the one that was in Pergamon over there. Probably of old age. Oh, suitable husband. I'll take it. Now, where is this dude? Barita. Over here. Do you have any? You do not. You have. I'll move you here to Carthago Nova, where eventually I plan to put my ships anyways. As I mentioned, this is me trying to bully the enemy as best I can. There is the enemy Roman ship. I wish I could take it out, but I'm going to just play it safe for now, and I'm going to move my ship into the dockyard here so I can retrain them, hopefully, when I have money. Because apparently I actually don't have any money because of these 3 rebel ships besieging apparently Tingi is a very big source of money, it would appear. Let's see, we didn't quite catch him. That sucks. I wonder if there's any mercenary available. Oh, no general can. We don't have a general, so we can't do that. Never mind. Never mind. We're slowly getting a decently resized army over here. Inactive. Who are you again? Oh, a general. I mean, you're inactive there for a purpose. You're there to run the city for me. Useless. One thing it's safe to say is I wish my generals were better at managing cities, so that way I could actually, you know, build. We can actually make use of it. Looks like Egypt was about to attack me, but they ended up chickening out. And the AI is doing a weird dance by Corrales right now. I don't quite know what to say about the situation. All I can say is it is working in my favor. So let's see, marriage celebration says we got a new general. I love to see it. Let's also send him on his way to try and get ready for an eventual naval ship there. Let me replenish our navy. Our weakened navy, but still our navy, weak navy, but still a navy all the same. That's a big enemy army right now, and I'm gonna fall back to the safety of my settlement. So I'm gonna move all of this in here, minus this guy. And I'm gonna trade out all of these guys. And then now let's shrink down until we can transfer. And this army here, we're gonna retreat it. We're gonna fall back to team. Let's merge for the best we can. Can we merge? Not merge. Merge. There we go. Then I'm gonna disband the one that's not full. Merge, disband. Kick that. But also, this is also gonna save us money as well. Yeah, what I can do with this weak army now is I can use this to kind of bitch slap the weaker armies of my enemies, push it away a little bit, threaten them a bit before I have to actually dedicate my, so that way they're less likely to regroup. My scout is not quite there to tell me what the situation is, but hopefully soon it will. And this army, the Romans have once again landed on Corrales. Unfortunately, don't have enough money to add another bulwark to my queue. Oh well, it's better to have my navy back in action and retraining the army that's more likely to face battle rather than begin the construction of a new unit. There's the Egyptian full stack. I'm going to withdraw. The rebels really besieged the area where I have barricaded the area where I have my navy. That's what you get, fools. Like, what did you think was gonna happen when you did that? So I think this is actually gonna be our best opportunity to bitch slap the enemy here. There's a very weak army here by itself. So, and the Roman army is kind of sitting around, and there's not 2 armies against us, but 1 army. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity to slap some enemies around. First things first, tell me, what's over here? It is still a full stack, so we won't be able to attack it immediately with our army and Tingi. We'll have to wait a little bit for them to be built and trained properly. But this army I'm going to send over here to attack this weak army from Egypt. My focus is just to weaken them, and I can start moving this army westward now. And these guys can focus on defending the settlement. Here, can I afford to retrain my ships? Yes, I can. And over here, I'm going to make an attack here for try to force these guys away. I can't, because they didn't accept the battle. I can't really force the fight against them, since if I do that, I might not make it back to Corrales, and that would be a very big problem. Ideally, not avoid that. I would ideally avoid having that happen. But I should be able to move this army, this navy now here, and drop off the generals over here, and they can, that army that's being built at Tingi will hopefully be able to kind of build up. And that should allow us to sweep North Africa, and what I'm hoping to do after that point, oh, that's a lot of Egyptian armies, is that once I go wet, once I have the army from Tingi ready to go, I'll move south, take that little Carthage army south, and then I'll push one to Carthage and one southward directly to Alexandria. And what that's going to do is that's going to hopefully, at least until I get to a point where I can establish a nice choke point. Over here, there's no real choke point to stop them from coming in, so I'm probably going to just have to push all the way to the Nile with one army and just keep taking territory after territory, and then maybe stop once I kill Egypt. Probably it's honestly what's probably gonna happen, while my other army takes Carthage and then joins with this other army to slowly push into Rome from in the south. Is that an army? That's an army, but it's a very small army, and it's not really all that strong either. Let's move this over here. Faction announcements. Family tragedy. Lots of family tragedies. I think that means that they're, because of the announcement type, I think that means the wives and mothers have died. Astronomy advances. Hipparchus of Nicaea has calculated the length of a solar year, charted 180 stars, and discovered the precession of the equinoxes. Some of this is thanks to his marvelous invention, the astrolabe, which also has uses in navigation. Little historical factoids that they put in Rome. Honestly, those little historical factoids and stuff like that was honestly originally got me interested in history. Like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I loved learning about this stuff. And then I started seeing more on history. Now there's 3 enemy armies here. I want to attack and try and take one of them out, but I think they're enemies of each other, so attacking them is not, like, attacking one of them and just to weaken myself is not in my best interest, I would say. I think it would be best to wait and see what they do. Maybe if one of them leaves, then I can make something happen. Egypt is going to attack Sirte soon. Where they attack Sirte or they take Tingis, both areas are going to be a tough nut to crack. Especially with this army falling back here. Ceasefire in effect, a worthy life ends. A governor of Carthagonova is dead. However, that is why we had his replacement ready and raring to go. Okay, then these guys. I'll take a bull warrior with you, why don't you? And then we'll ship you off to Tingi to get ready for war. Send this guy back here. It does look like they might be trying to go around Sirte as well. Okay, here's the enemy army, though. Alright, let's fight this one out ourselves. I think we can take them on the field without too much difficulty, but the game thinks it's going to be a bit more of a 50-50 chance. We are going to prove them wrong on that front, at least. Infantry are strong fighters but move slowly. They're effective against cavalry, but vulnerable to missile fire. And Gaul has the perfect answer to cavalry: archers that have spears.
sun has risen. Many brave warriors will not see the setting of the sun today. Many cowards among our foes will pray for the night.
This is for defending our capital.
Await my orders.
So our bull warriors, we're gonna group together here, and I'm gonna try and have use these guys take some of the damage, but these town militia are not going to be at all useful in an actual battle. They're entirely used for population. There's like having a garrison there to try and stop the population from rebelling. We don't need to run, boys. We can just walk. They're not charging us yet. We may actually want to charge. They do have archers actually, now that I think about it. You can see the spear, the arrow fire from that one unit of spears. So we have our question's going to be, one of the questions we're going to have to deal with is the fact that is our anvil going to be strong enough to handle what we need it to handle? And oof, beautiful. On the bright side, it looks like there's some war bands here, which means that their army is a little bit weaker than some of the armies we've seen. My one unit of spears just got broke from a cav charge. That feels that's actually moderately frustrating. On the bright side, we're successfully just charging through their entire infantry division, even though they did defeat my town militia. And it looks like my guys are pretty equally matched with Chosen Swordsmen. I think they'll probably win it in the end. Unless they have a morale pedal, unless some morale occurs somehow. Meanwhile, you guys can just swarm them. Yeah, well, we have our general's bodyguard, lock them down. These guys will be chased off without too much difficulty. It looks like the both of our general bodyguards are about equally strength, but they have broken before us, which means that we are good to go. And this guy, I think, is trying to withdraw instead of actually fully routing. So let's try and chase him down, show him the error of his ways, and victory is ours. So where's our general? Let's see, the leader who led us to victory. Why aren't you chasing him anymore? I told you to chase him. Why did you stop? Let's see, General. There he is. We got the cape right here and the sword instead of a spear.
No longer a battle, this is a hunt. No, a coward chase.
Oh, they made it over the line.
This is a great victory.
We only lost about 173 men, it looks like. At least in terms of what they said they killed, but I feel like the equation, we have the men, I think kills must have counted how much of their own men they killed, because I'm pretty sure if we start, I think it said we start with 458, And we had 314. That's not 175 men. Bit of a mismatch there. But thankfully, there we go. We slap those Gauls around. Show them that we don't want them near our newest capital. Search will definitely be a bit of a hard battle, I'm thinking, just because of the fact that we're gonna have to hold against so many enemy armies. The bright side is that we do have a pretty nice, tough army. There we go. I think now we can actually take out this enemy army. What time? How much time has this video been? 30 minutes. So we do have time for this battle. Let's attack. They can make it a night battle, apparently. No, we can't. So we outnumber them. I would say we have the better troops. The only thing they have in their favor is siege equipment, but we can negate that simply by charging the enemy, which is what we were going to do anyways. We're going to charge the enemy, chuck our javelins before we engage, or they might engage us. But either way, we'll use up those javelins, soften up the enemy before we have to get into melee range, and we're going to try and get our general's bodyguard into that onager unit if possible. Oh.
An easy thing. What's hard is the look on your woman's face when you are a weakling. But I see no one here who must worry about that.
I admit taking on Carthage is not the best strategic position, but I did not appreciate the fact that they are just walking on my territory as if they owned the place. We gotta teach them, if they want to come into my land, they gotta get passports. They gotta show me the papers. We don't need no illegal immigration in my country. And since the enemy is most likely not going to advance towards us, we're going to be the ones who come towards them. And I'm going to start moving my cavalry out of the woods. That way he can go around the enemy's army. It does look like, actually, to my surprise, the enemy is actually seems to be advancing somewhat. I have the hide foliage option off just so that way I can actually see. But I might as well turn it on just for the looks. Okay. Where's my general's bodyguard now? Charge the enemy! And fire! The enemy have pikes, so that means they will have the advantage in terms of frontal attacks. But they don't have javelins, which means we can soften them up somewhat before we even need to engage them. See, that unit's even broken before we engage them due to the amount of javelins firing into their faces. And looky here, we have even more bull warriors that we can bring to bear. They're not currently being engaged by the enemy. My general's bodyguard has successfully wiped out the enemy. Yeah, the force of our javelins are showing these foolish Carthaginians why they shouldn't mess with Spain. I think the enemy is trying to withdraw now. It looks like I accidentally charged my general into enemy spears at some point that weren't routing. It looks like the entirety of the enemy army that remains is withdrawing. So let's see if we can't chase any of them down and show them. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna sneeze, sneeze, sneeze. Ooh. Just a nice, beautiful rush of units. So you have javelins left. Might as well use them to finish off the target. So that way you don't have to run after them. Let's see. Target practice, boys. Fire! That guy's actually running back into range. Pretty foolish if you ask me. Get him, get him! Carthage has withdrawn from this very aggressive attack, and victory is now ours. Easy life. Even if it is only wetting my mouth, it's a nice thing to have. Perfect, and not even too many of our troops are only lightly wounded, and we've successfully defeated that army. Rome is going to be a bit of a harder nut to crack, and so will Egypt, but, you know, nothing we can really do about that at this current juncture. Inactive, what do you want me to do? I don't have money to just spend on random frivolous things, you know? I'm not as rich as some other countries. Jeez. Honestly, though, I should actually, instead of building this in Tingi... Oh, I actually built it over here, didn't I? Yeah. That gives me an idea. I should build this in Tingi, since I'm having some cav divisions retreat over there. Well, let's end this turn. Yep, Egypt has successfully besieged us now. We'll see exactly what they end up doing. Looks like Carthage has dropped off either the same army that's weakened or a new army to attack us. Let's see, it is a new army. However, it's probably going to be about as weak as it has the other one. The boats. These guys will go there soon. Now I'm gonna just march this guy over to Palma to just swipe that fly off of my territory. So you might as well, you know, make some money off of that. Another Roman army, but it's a very weak army, so nothing really to be all that concerned about. And one thing that's quite nice is that our homeland of Spain, España, the Iberian Peninsula, is safe and secure from enemy attacks. Because instead of attacking our heartlands, that has been the case for so long, they're now only attacking our fringes. The enemy will probably attack in a turn or two. I'd be surprised. I mean, they might try and force this to surrender. I hate when the AI does that. So not cool, bruh. Even if it is strategically sound. Now, let's see. It looks like the skip. Yeah, I said one unit here. Now, why is that? Looks like I'm just gonna have to recruit some bull warriors here. Because they're sending another army. I'm gonna just start that recruitment drive. My navy won't be there in time to prevent it from arriving, so I'll just have to deal with it as I will. Let's see, it looks like that'll have to do. I'm gonna swap these two in, that way I can replenish them properly. And I'll basically, I guess I'll start getting this backup army ready to go. Cirta, according to this, will last 9 more turns. I'd be surprised if they actually don't attack. You can wait outside. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Egypt is sending an army over to Tingi. So both of our North African provinces will be attacked. So are we suffering any attrition? No word of attrition, but let me just double check over here. Because yeah, there's no word of attrition, but we are suffering a little bit of attrition.
Ready to sail. Set sail.
Now, this enemy army is not all is 13 actually strong. It's a bit stronger than I thought it was. We may have a problem on our hands now. Unfortunately, I think what probably happened is that Gaul, when they had their ceasefire with Rome, is now free to turn their eyes towards me.
General. Yes, Chief. Chief. Yes. Orders. March.
And as a result of that, means that now Palma's under threat, where previously it was not under threat. And currently, there's nothing we can really do to make our lives easier. What I might do is I might make this boat, get these guys to the docks, and get them ready to ship off. Maybe they might be able to make it. I do that, but now there's suddenly an enemy navy ship right there. So we'll see how that pans out. Egyptian triremes and quadriremes, which are better than my weak-ass boats that I have there. Our navy is now here. We can at least slap around some enemy ships. Say, get off my lawn, suckers, and then see how that goes. They're being besieged, which means we can't quite keep up the amount of army forces and naval forces that we currently have. I'm going to disband this. It'll earn back some of the money. It'll earn back the money, so at least some of the money that I have invested in.
Move out.
I won't lie, this focus on Palma makes me want to start making use of the army that's the units that I have camped out in to defend Spain. That way, might as well just go on the offensive, I think, at this point.
Yes, General. Yes.
It's agents but no armies. Alright, so we're gonna end the episode here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked the video, press that like button down below, or Rumble if you're on Rumble. Subscribe to see more of my content, and feel free to comment down below. I'll try to keep it civil. And have a good rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be. Bye-bye.